intelligence, experience, preparation, and on an actual vision of an America where everyone counts.
It's about keeping America great, not making America great.
Springsteen rocked out yesterday in Philadelphia. That was also Madonna, which I don't know what that brings you. But Brad Melke is right there at the Clinton headquarters in New York City. Good morning, Brad Melke.
Good morning, guys. Happy Election Day.
Happy Election Day. Well, tell us the mood in the area.
Well, the Clinton campaign has really had a celebratory mood for the last 24 hours. It started, of course, with that massive rally in Philadelphia, 33,000 people, the biggest rally of her campaign, packed on the Independence Mall, two first families trying to send one of their own sort of back to the White House. But it wasn't over for Clinton. She then went for a midnight rally in North Carolina. That was a really raucous atmosphere as well. Lady Gaga warming up the crowd before Clinton arrived. The Clinton campaign then got back on their private plane, cracked a bottle of champagne to sort of celebrate the end of this arduous campaign. Hillary Clinton got a few hours of sleep, and now she's up and at 'em, ready to go vote for herself in the general election.
All right, Brad Melke, what is the Clinton campaign watching? What are their keys?
They say that the states they've really got their eyes on are North Carolina and Pennsylvania. Now, Pennsylvania, though, seems more like a must-win for them, right? If Donald Trump has won Pennsylvania, then that means he's probably also won North Carolina, won Florida. That's when you start getting worried if you're the Clinton campaign. On the other hand, if they happen to win Florida or North Carolina for that matter, it's ball game over. So they're very interested in those states, and particularly to see who is showing up in those states. That will give them an indication early on if counties that they're targeting have high turnout, they're going to be in a very good mood.
Much has been made of the blocking and tackling that the Clinton campaign has sort of set up, their infrastructure, their Get Out the Vote campaign. How much of that do they think is going to benefit them as opposed to Donald not having anything?
Well, Donald Trump has some demographics, right, that he is tapped into that previous Republicans had not, right? There are people who have been mesmerized by Donald Trump who have really gotten out for him. But there are also groups that he's more vulnerable with, right? College-educated women, college-educated whites in general, Donald Trump has a problem with. And the Hillary Clinton campaign thinks that he's simply given up too much ground with those groups to really have a decent shot. So, again, those would be the demographics that they're sort of taking a look at, that they think they have the upper hand on. They've been doing get out the vote efforts all weekend, dwarfing the Republican effort on that front. So they'll see if that works.
Do they have any thoughts, any tips they have on the Senate, if that will change hands?
People seem less confident about that, frankly. And frankly, the focus has not been there over the last week or so, ever since the FBI announced it was examining new emails from Hillary Clinton. You really haven't heard their campaign talk as much about the Senate, let alone, obviously, the House, which now clearly looks like it'll stay Republican. And you could make an argument that perhaps down-ballot Democrats were the ones that were hurt the most by that. People who were in those 1-2 point races, maybe trailing by a point or two, have much less hope than they did a week ago. Hillary Clinton had a bit of a buffer, and now she extended it in her most recent poll. So she's probably feeling a lot better than some of those Senate hopefuls.
What happens tonight, Brad Melke, assuming she wins? Is there a plan for her to come out and speak to the crowd?
Well, she will be at the Javits Center. She will give a speech regardless of what happens. As long as there is a result tonight, win or lose, she will speak in this giant convention center on the west side of Manhattan. Has a literal glass ceiling, so she's hoping that will be appropriate symbolism. But her campaign staff has been working on 2 different drafts, one if she wins, one if she loses. And you can bet that she, as awkward as this is probably going over both of those drafts today.
Wow. I would love to see the other one, but we'll have to wait for the Presidential Library and or her final books to be written to find out what the other speech would have sounded like.
Well, you might find out tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Brad Melke, ABC News correspondent, live with the Clinton headquarters. Brad, have a good day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, I meant if she wins, I'd love to hear the losing speech. If she loses, I'd love to hear the winning speech. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Piccadilly at Manhattan. Can we all just get along?